Everyone in the village avoided the old woman who lived at the edge of the forest. Her name was never spoken aloud. People called her the Rabid One. She walked hunched over, muttering to herself, her eyes wide and glossy like an animal's. Children were warned never to look at her face. At night, strange screams echoed from her shack, half human, half beast. Evan moved to the village after his father's death, unaware of its dark secrets. On his first evening, he saw her standing under a broken streetlight, completely still. Her jaw twitched unnaturally, saliva dripping from her mouth. When Evan blinked, she smiled, too wide, too wrong, and vanished into the darkness. The next morning, villagers whispered about missing animals. Dogs found torn apart, chickens drained of blood but not eaten. Bite marks were everywhere, human teeth but stretched, jagged, inhuman. Evan felt uneasy when he noticed muddy footprints leading from the forest straight to his door. That night, scratching sounds woke him. Slow, deliberate, nails dragging across wood. Evan froze in bed as something sniffed outside his window. A wet breathing sound followed, then a voice, cracked and broken. "Open. I remember you." He had never spoken to her, never even met her. The villagers finally told Evan the truth. Years ago, the woman was bitten by something found deep in the forest. Not a wolf, not a man. She didn't die. She changed. During full moons, she lost all control, crawling on all fours, hunting anything that moved. They tried to kill her once. She didn't stay dead. Evan decided to confront her shack in daylight. Inside, claw marks covered the walls. Chains hung broken. The smell of rot and iron filled the air. In the corner, he found old photographs. The woman was once beautiful, and standing beside her was a creature, tall, pale, with no eyes. That night, the screaming returned, louder than ever. Evan watched from his window as the old woman's body twisted unnaturally. Bones cracked, her spine bent backward, her mouth opened wider than humanly possible as she crawled into the street, sniffing the air like a predator. She ran, faster than any animal, faster than thought. Doors slammed shut as villagers hid. Evan tripped while running, and when he looked up, she was standing over him. Her face split open, revealing rows of broken teeth. "You smell like fear," she growled. Evan stabbed her with a rusted blade. She screamed, not in pain, but in rage. Her body collapsed, twitching. Villagers came out, believing it was finally over. But Evan noticed her shadow still moving, even when her body didn't. At dawn, her body was gone. Only bloody footprints led into the forest. That night, Evan felt his jaw ache. His teeth hurt. His reflection smiled before he did. From the edge of the forest, a familiar voice whispered, "Now you remember me." Evan woke up screaming. His mouth burned like fire. When he ran to the mirror, he froze. His teeth looked sharper, not much, just enough to notice. Outside, dogs howled non-stop. Somewhere deep in the forest, something answered them with a distorted laugh. During the day, Evan felt watched. People avoided him now, whispering behind his back. An old man grabbed his arm and hissed, "You're marked." Evan pulled away, but when he looked down, his skin was bruised, fingerprints shaped like claws. That night, Evan dreamed of running on all fours through the forest. He smelled blood, fear, rot, and it felt good. When he woke up, his feet were covered in mud and his nails were cracked and blackened. The village priest tried to help. He chained Evan inside the church basement, praying until his voice broke. At midnight, the prayers stopped working. The walls shook. Evan's bones began to shift. He screamed until his voice turned into growls. From the darkness, she appeared, the old woman, or what was left of her. Her body was half human, half something else. "You can't cure hunger," she whispered. She touched Evan's forehead, and memories flooded his mind. Centuries of infected souls passed like a curse. Part 16. The chains snapped. Evan lunged forward, faster than thought. By morning, the church doors were torn apart. Blood was everywhere, but no bodies, only bite marks on the walls, as if the building itself had been eaten. Survivors fled the village. Smoke rose from burning houses. In the forest, two figures ran together, one old, one young, their movements unnatural, synchronized. The curse was no longer alone. Weeks later, travelers reported a rabid woman and a silent man stopping cars at night. If the driver slowed down, they smiled. If the driver screamed, it was already too late. Authorities searched the forest but found nothing, except bones arranged in circles and claw marks high up on trees, too high for any animal, too deliberate for nature. On a dark road far from the village, Evan stood under a broken streetlight. His eyes reflected yellow. Behind him, a familiar voice whispered, "Who's hungry tonight?" And the forest answered. The road was never empty anymore. Evan and the old woman no longer hid. They waited. Every passing engine sounded like a heartbeat to them. Evan felt the hunger grow smarter. It no longer rushed, it chose. Evan began to remember who he used to be, his mother's voice, his name. Those memories burned inside him, painful and useless. The old woman sensed it and snarled, "Memory makes meat weak." One night, Evan saw a child standing alone by the road. For a moment, the hunger stopped. He stepped back. The old woman screamed, not in anger, but fear. She must not be spared. The child vanished. The forest went silent. Then the ground cracked open. From below came whispers, hundreds of voices, layered and ancient. Evan realized the curse wasn't created by the old woman. She was only a carrier. Visions struck Evan's mind, villages erased, bloodlines infected, generations turned into beasts. The curse survived by choice. Those who fed it lived. Those who resisted became something worse. Evan fell to his knees, screaming. His body split between man and monster. Bones shifted back and forth, tearing him apart. The old woman watched calmly. "Choose," she said, "forever hungry or forever screaming." Evan chose neither. He grabbed the old woman and dragged her into the cracked earth. The whispers turned into shrieks. The forest shook. Trees collapsed as the ground swallowed them both. Silence returned. Days passed. The forest healed unnaturally fast, as if hiding a wound. People said the curse was gone. No more sightings, no more screams. Years later, a new road was built through the forest. Drivers complained about strange shadows crossing the headlights. Sometimes they heard breathing from beneath the asphalt. Late one night, a crack appeared in the road. A hand pushed through, young, shaking, human. A whisper followed, "I'm still hungry."